So Roblox has been kind of dry with bigger updates lately, and there isn't really anything proper to make a video on, and I'm just going to go over all of the smaller stuff then. But as usual, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and let's just get into the video. And let's start off with the accessory adjustment API, this time for neck, shoulder, front and back. And all of this is basically you being able to adjust the position rotation of the accessories for the previously mentioned body parts. And this one is mostly going to be used for games like Catalog Avatar Creator, but you basically just have this example server script and local script as well. And you also have an update on the avatar rules to let you access the newly allowed asset types and adjustment limits, which are basically right here. Then something pretty interesting for if you are working in a team, which are the script draft commits logged into the studio activity history. And with this one you can basically see your collaborative script draft commits that are now being logged. And you are going to be pretty familiar with it if you use something for example like GitHub. And there is also a line about what are these script draft commits, saying that scripters have an option to work in draft mode, which enables you to edit and test specific scripts in isolation without affecting other collaborators' live editing in the rest of workspace. So yeah, it's pretty useful. And you also enable this one by going into the game settings, other, and then toggle the enable draft mode setting. And to also view the commit script, you would have to go into window, then the active history, or rather activity history, and then you can select the scripts in the view and then draft widgets. Then inside of the history panel, you will see the event showing the commit information. And there is also more stuff planned for this update, like enabling the tracking of package publish and update, improvements to the place version history, and an onboarding on the creator dashboard. So yeah, pretty interesting. Then there is a bunch of stuff with new asset delivery API endpoints for community tools. And this is going to be a requiring authentication update for all assets delivery API endpoints. And this is basically the list of them. And from what I'm reading, it's basically an update to like make an impact on browser plugins, but not actually make any changes to the behavior in the experience or in Studio. But anyway, let's just move on. Then there is an improvement on publishing and merchandising bodies and heads on the marketplace, but I'm not really sure if this is that important. You basically just have more control over publishing the bodies and heads from a community, meaning from groups, renaming them, adding a skin color, and controlling scale preset on bodies. Which actually might be a little bit more important than I thought, since I kind of remember that Roblox is doing this weird thing where they're basically just changing the skin tone on every package. But yeah, you can basically just add a body color instance into the model and basically assign it. Okay, and there is actually a bit more to it, where they are basically saying that we are updating the way recolorable bodies appear in Marketplace to let the users know which ones are which ones you can actually color, regardless of the skin color shown in the Marketplace. Okay, so it's actually pretty neat. Then some improvements to the experience chat performance, then a beta of new feature packages, season pass and engagement rewards. Okay, and this is just a system with what I kind of already made a video on, except ignoring all of the AI generated icons. This is basically going to work on, I think, Game Pass from right here, and these daily rewards, as well as timely rewards as well. And I just want to say that I don't really want to see Blade Ball's monetization system in every game. I know that Roblox is supposed to make money off of every game, right? But like, if you're making a free resource, maybe you should make it a little bit less, you know, predatory in design. Like the previous missions was a pretty great one, right? But like right now they are just solely being inspired by, well, Blade Ball's gambling system. At this point I just can't wait for Roblox to like release a free loot box system. But anyway, let's move to another one. There is going to be a new feedback dashboard, which is basically going to be a dashboard in the analytics to see different comments that people can make about the game. Like here, this one is upvoted with a comment saying this game keeps getting better with every update, and you as a user are basically going to be able to give feedback. And in my opinion, this should be restricted to people above the age of 13 maybe, because a lot of it might just be either hashtags or a bunch of malarkey. But yeah, then there is the new parental control to personalize kids' experience on Roblox, where a parent is going to be able to block the child's friends, block specific experiences, and view the screen time of their kids' top games. Which, yeah, this is a pretty good update if you are a parent. Introducing avatar shows. Yeah, anyway. Okay, this one is pretty great because this is the Next Gen Explorer, and this one basically changes how the Explorer in the studio looks like, where they basically just remove the gaps between the instances, then the drag and drop, which on the default one was basically working like maybe it shouldn't have been there. Shortcuts and keybites in the script editor now work, performance fixes to support high refresh rates, package icon and status, and various bug fixes for scrolling context menu and insert object menu. So yeah, this one is pretty great, but like one complaint I have is if you for example have an expanded model, right, and you select that model, for some reason it also highlights all of the instances below it with a little bit of a lighter blue, and in my opinion it's better if it doesn't do that. But yeah, that's all for this one. Then there are Gamepad and VR emulator updates, where now they have a grouped C-frame selection, easier way to actually reset it, and translation sensitivity slider, which is basically just going to control how fast the VR thing moves. And of course there are bug fixes too. And moving on to like two different posts at the same time, where one of them is about launching a data store manager on Creator Hub. And like I need to say that finally we have a proper data store manager, where a Roblox staff is saying that this is a new page on Creator Hub that allows experience owners and group members to view data store information such as the list of the data stores, the entries of the data store, entry values, versions, version comparison, and storage metrics, which are basically additional insights. And here you have a summary of like the total size in kilobytes, storage limit, the number of stores, and number of keys, with all of this summary stuff basically being right here. And here you basically have all of the values per entry, where the entry name is some random cat player 6, doesn't put into I think a global data store, named cat players. And also from what I'm seeing, a lot of people have this problem where it's just showing a 404 page not found error whenever they try to access it, so I think some people might have to wait until this is like fully rolled out to everyone. And I don't think you can create or delete any of the data stores with this tool, because I think that this is just supposed to show you the data without you having to make a system to like look it up in game. But moving to the second post, we have a data store access and storage updates, where basically the data store access limit is going to be increased substantially. There is also going to be a total storage limit that's going to be scaling with the lifetime experienced users. Then they previously mentioned data store manager and the documentation about it, and a lot of information about the limit impact and next steps. And this is basically just going to show you how the limit is going to be updated for the data stores. And this is on the get async call for the request per minute per the universe. So it's going to be 250 plus the concurrent users times 40. But yeah, that's for this update. And well, you can reorder badges now, which is a public beta. And this, if the name wasn't intuitive enough, you can drag and drop the order of the badges, and this is basically going to be how they are going to be displayed on the game's page. So yeah, this is basically everything in the dev forum right now. I know that I can go a bit more into all of these updates, right? But if you are more curious about any of these, that are going to be available on, well, the dev forum and also down in the description. So yeah, let me know if you enjoy this type of content, guys. If you just want me to like give you smaller updates on what's going on instead of like have one bigger video covering one update, because this one is actually pretty fun to make too. And I know that a lot of people watch me for basically covering the new stuff in studio and so on, so you guys should let me know if you like this type of content too. But anyway, that's basically going to be everything for today. So again, leave a like and subscribe to support the channel. Also, you can go check out my Patreon page. I have recently made a intercom system on there with the second test build for the rework, so if you are a Patreon member, then make sure to grab it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, hope you had a nice day, and see ya.